What's up, Gasper? How do you feel about this prospective move? Would you move down from 3 to 11 for Minnesota's 11th pick, their 23rd pick this year, and their first-round pick next year?
I would not do that. I would not do that if I am the Patriots. That's too far down to go, because now I've put myself in a situation at 11 where I am behind some teams that are also in the tackle market. So look at a team like the Titans potentially, right? Because they just signed Calvin Ridley and they have DeAndre Hopkins. So are they going to go receiver now, or would they be looking at Joe Alt at 7? I think the Falcons at 8, maybe after they brought in Kirk Cousins and some of the weapons they have, maybe they look at tackle. The Jets certainly at 10 would be looking at tackle. And then you have the Bears sitting at 9, who have so much draft capital, and they could sit there and say, well, we'll trade down and get more picks to put around Caleb Williams. We'll let somebody come up to 9 to jump the Patriots and the Jets and get a tackle.
Chris.
So why do I want to trade down and get the 3rd or 4th tackle?
Let me just stop you. So you think the Pats would trade down to take the tackle and not trade down to take another quarterback?
Well, here's the thing. If JJ McCarthy is not going to be there at 11, he's not going to be there. So that's the thing. Are you thinking he's going to be there? Do you want to take Bo Nix at 11? JJ McCarthy will not last until 11. So if their plan is to move from 3 to 11 and take JJ McCarthy, good luck with that.
You think is McCarthy worth the 11th pick and Nix isn't?
McCarthy would be, I think, at this point. In my mind, Nix would not. That would be high. That would be high for Bo Nix. So that's why I think you could take Nix at 23. Again, I'm not a Bo Nix fan, but if you wanted to take him, you could take him at 23. But I think if you're doing this deal, like, you're not doing this deal if you want to take one of the top 4 quarterbacks. Because if you want to take one of those, and really, Williams is out. So it's really Daniels, May, and McCarthy. If you want to take one of those guys, you can't go down this far. You can't go to 11.
Chris,
which is why I don't think this is for the Patriots.
Why won't McCarthy be there?
Because there's a need for quarterbacks. And it's not just the Vikings. There are teams behind you, teams like the Raiders, teams like the Broncos, who could potentially move up and take him. And those teams are at 13, I think, is one of the spots there. And then maybe 14. JJ McCarthy was, JJ McCarthy, I know we talked about this. I was scared off by some of those throws in the hallway of the convention center in Indianapolis, but teams kind of fell in love with him a little bit at the combine. And quarterbacks tend to get pushed up the board. And people are looking at the first 3 spots being quarterbacks. And after that, if you want one of the top guys, JJ McCarthy's kind of it. So I don't think he's going to be there at 11. So if you're moving down thinking you're getting a quarterback, good luck with that.
All right.
I don't think that's going to work.
And that's why you're not doing it. You're not doing it because it takes you out of the top quarterback market, and it also takes you out of the top tackle market there.
Yes, that's the thing. Yes, it takes you out of the top tackle market too. So you're moving down and missing out on Joe Alt or Olu Fashanu potentially, and most likely. And if you like J.C. Latham, but he's more of a right tackle, you just signed Onwenu. So right tackle's locked up. So there's a lot of tackles in this draft, but some of these guys are right tackles and not left tackles. You need the guys that are specifically left tackles.
All right.
Alt is a left tackle. Fashanu's a left tackle.
Meanwhile, you're not even sure that the Vikings are targeting your spot, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. And because I think that they would know this about the Patriots, this is what I think is happening here. I think obviously Minnesota's lost Cousins, which is the impetus for this entire thing. I think the spot they're really targeting is 5 with the Chargers. The Chargers had to move on from Keenan Allen, had to cut Mike Williams. Mike, believe it or not, their cap bill actually came due. They had to get rid of some of these guys. I side with you on cap is crap, but in this particular case, they were the aberration where they had to let go of some players they would have otherwise kept. And so now they have holes to fill. Okay, that's fine. Now they have holes to fill. And so they're the team. I think you go to 5 if you're Minnesota, and now you get McCarthy because the first 3 teams take quarterbacks. Arizona is not going to take a quarterback. They're probably going to take Marvin Harrison. If you get to 5, then you take McCarthy there. And I think McCarthy, along the same lines of sort of what you heard from Orlovsky about Drake May, would also be a good fit for that Kevin O'Connell offense.
Mazz?
I just don't know.
You look perplexed.
No, I just don't know You said number 5, so I got confused there for a second. I was thinking, why the hell did the Chargers want a quarterback? But they would be trading the pick.
They would be trading out.
Yeah, they would be trading out. I got you.
Yes.
I didn't put it together because I'm a moron, Chris, as you know.
No, they would be trading out because they have their quarterback and they have lots of holes now to fill on their team. So, and rather than having 5, they're unlike the Patriots, they're in a position where already having the quarterback, they can look at it and say, oh, okay, multiple first round picks filling multiple spots is more valuable to us than this one pick at 5. So that makes more sense to me overall. But I don't know, maybe Elliott Wolf would bite and move and take 11 and 23. I just think that would be a mistake. That to me, that's taking you too far down the board. You're missing out on the top quarterbacks and the top tackles.
You're still sitting and taking Drake May.
Yep. If Drake May's there at 3, I'm sprinting up with the card.
Okay. How do you feel about the rest of the Patriots offseason so far? What strikes you?
What strikes me is I feel like the attitude and the approach that they're taking. And look, I like some of these signings. Hunter Henry, I was really bullish on that. I like the Kendrick Bourne deal. But just overall, when you look at what's happened here, no splash moves, no real significant needle-moving addition from the outside. I feel like organizationally, they are looking at this and they're pinning this whole thing on Bill and Mac Jones. And I think they're subscribing to what you heard multiple guys say last year. Bill said it. You had Matthew Judon come out and say it after the Miami game. We're not a bad team. Jonathan Jones said it. And then Dietrich Wise gave you this doozy. We have a bad record, but we don't have a bad team. I think they actually believe that crap down there. I think they look at it and say, we were 4-13 because the coach ran us into the ground and the coach ran the quarterback into the ground. We don't have 4-13 talent. We're going to re-sign a bunch of our guys and run it back. And I think that's a mistake.
I agree. I think from top to bottom, I keep saying this, they haven't been sufficiently humbled from top to bottom. Like how they spend, how the ownership looks at it, how maybe Elliott Wolf looks at it, the players look at it. They, for some reason, they haven't gotten the message that they're not good and they have to extend themselves a little bit across the board for talented people on the field, off the field. I don't think that they realize they're at that point yet. You're going to have to sign some what they would call bad deals. You have to extend yourself. When you're in this place, you need help, and you've got to convince people to come. And the only way to do it, really, in this environment is money. And I don't think that they are feeling like they're in a place where they need to extend themselves yet.
Oh, they definitely don't feel that.
Which is like, come on, guys.
No, they don't get that.
Don't you get it? You suck. I don't think they get it yet. And it's like, it's going to take several more years, and I don't even know when that's going to happen. But I think it's going to take a whole nother couple of years for Jonathan Kraft or whoever to sort of get the idea. You got to change the way you do business because you don't have the answers. You need help.
Chris, the only part I don't get is if they want to lay it all at the feet of Bill, they still don't have a quarterback. You follow me? In other words, it's
yes.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. Why didn't they keep Mac Jones then? You follow me? Like, we think Bill ruined Mac Jones, so we're going to keep Mac Jones. They didn't do that. They still have to get a QB.
Yeah.
So doesn't that suggest that they recognize that the problem is bigger than what you're saying?
Well, I said Bill and Mac Jones. And once Mac Jones is ruined, you can't salvage him, which they freely recognize. I think they look at it and say, change the coach, change the quarterback, and our record is like 4 wins better. I think that's what they think. No one's told me that. But I'm just, again, I always say this to you guys. To me, in life, and particularly in sports, actions speak louder than words. And their actions, re-signing a bunch of their guys who are, solid players. It's sort of like, oh, here are these solid middle-class players. That to me speaks to the idea of, oh, you know what? Our roster is actually pretty good. Our roster is not that far away. We changed the coach because he was a big part of the problem. We changed the quarterback from Mac Jones, and I'll throw Bailey Zappi in there. We upgrade from Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi, and we're in business. The whole attitude, the whole approach screams, we don't think we're a 4-13 team. We don't think we have 4-13 talent.
That's delusional.
We don't need as much help as you people think we do.
No, again, now it's sort of crystallizing again. For some reason, I'm slow today, more than usual. It's like the Red Sox talking about freaking the defense. Tom Werner with the defense.
No, the new new drills they're going to have?
Yeah, we're going to win an extra 7 or 8 games based on defense alone. What are you – seriously, what are they thinking? Holy crap.